The airports are open, but planes sit idle. Boardwalks are empty. Buffets have gone cold. Something's breaking in America's most beloved destinations. And it's not just the economy. Could it be the collapse of tourism? What happens when tourism, the lifeblood of an entire state, stops flowing? Stick around to see which states might never bounce back and what this means for the future of travel in America. If you want to make a difference in any of these states, consider a vacation there. I'll drop some links below, but be warned, it may not be the experience you remember. Nationwide, the numbers paint a grim picture. US tourism revenue has plummeted, a shockwave felt everywhere. This isn't sudden, but a creeping decay. Fewer flights take off as airlines face rising costs and unstable demand. Vacation prices have soared beyond reach for many. Once vibrant destinations now suffer from over-tourism backlash. Safety fears deter urban visitors. Add climate disruptions, hurricanes, wildfires, extreme heat, and the pattern is clear. This isn't just a blip. It's a crisis quietly rewriting the American travel map, an undeniable sign of a tourism collapse affecting millions of lives. 1. Nevada, Las Vegas loses its glow. Imagine the Las Vegas Strip, its dazzling lights dimmed, iconic casinos eerily quiet, and the once overflowing buffets now closed. This is the new reality. Nevada's tourism, particularly in Vegas, is suffering. International gambling tourism has nosedived, and major conventions and events, the city's other lifeblood, are frequently canceled or downsized. The reasons are multifaceted. Economic uncertainty keeps high rollers away, and lingering anxieties about large gatherings persist. At stake are tens of thousands of hospitality jobs, the viability of countless businesses, and the very allure that made Las Vegas a global entertainment capital. The glow is fading fast. 2. Hawaii, paradise in crisis. Drone footage reveals a scarred Maui with closed storefronts and the haunting aftermath of devastating wildfires. Hawaii, once the epitome of paradise, is in a deep crisis. Beyond tragic wildfire recovery efforts, the islands grapple with astronomical flight costs, deterring even loyal visitors. A growing local resistance to unsustainable tourism, fueled by concerns over resources and cultural preservation, adds complexity. The stakes are immense. A potential worker exodus, collapse of local businesses reliant on tourist dollars, and a fundamental shift in the island's economic and social fabric. Paradise feels fragile. 3. Florida, the Sunshine State's stormy season. Picture Orlando's world-famous theme parks, usually bustling with excitement, now operating with sparse crowds and shorter lines that tell a troubling story. Florida, the Sunshine State, is weathering a severe tourism storm. The reliable influx of Canadian snowbirds has dwindled significantly, citing unfavorable exchange rates and rising costs. Hotels across the state are reporting mass staff layoffs as occupancy rates plummet. This decline isn't just about empty hotel rooms. It's about lost livelihoods for thousands, from ride operators to restaurant staff, and a multi-billion-dollar hole in the state's economy, hinting at a prolonged economic crisis. 4. California landmarks without crowds. Envision San Francisco's Fisherman's Wharf, usually teeming with visitors, now strangely quiet, or the iconic Venice Beach Boardwalk with far fewer people soaking up the sun. California's tourism giants are feeling the pinch. The incredibly high cost of travel within the state, from accommodation to attractions, is a major deterrent. Compounding this are persistent safety concerns in major hubs like San Francisco and Los Angeles, amplified even more by recent riots. What's at stake? Billions in lost revenue, mass exodus, countless jobs in the service industry, and the potential decline of landmark destinations that define the Californian dream for many across the globe. 5. New York, Big Apple bruised. Imagine a quieter Times Square, its usual dazzling chaos subdued, or Broadway theater struggling to fill seats. The Big Apple is showing visible bruises, a significant dip in international travel. Once a cornerstone of New York City's tourism, continues to impact visitor numbers. Perceptions of rising crime, whether wholly accurate or not, play a role in deterring domestic and international tourists. Add crippling inflation, making everything prohibitively expensive. The city's vibrant energy is at risk, along with the jobs of millions dependent on tourist trade. 6. Louisiana, the silence in New Orleans. Visualize an unusually subdued Bourbon Street, the usual cacophony of music and revelry replaced by unsettling quiet, and major festivals experiencing noticeably slower ticket sales. Louisiana, particularly New Orleans, faces a tourism downturn. Increasing unpredictability of extreme weather, including more intense hurricane seasons, makes travel planning a gamble. Rising crime rates in key tourist areas are a significant concern, leading to fewer European bookings and general unease. At stake is the cultural heart of a unique American city, thousands of jobs, and survival of businesses giving New Orleans its very charms. 7. Texas, too hot to handle. Think of popular Texan cities like Austin or San Antonio, usually buzzing with activity, now seeing low turnout at attractions due to relentless, record-breaking heat waves and concerns over grid failures. Texas, for all its cultural richness and diverse offerings, is becoming too hot to handle for many tourists. The practical deterrents of extreme weather overshadow the state's appeal. This isn't just discomfort, it's health risks and disrupted travel plans. The stakes include significant revenue losses for a state heavily promoting its tourism and a potential long-term shift in visitor patterns if these heat waves persist. 8. Illinois convention ghost towns. Picture downtown Chicago's magnificent mile with fewer shoppers, and its massive convention centers like McCormick Place, standing largely empty or underutilized. Illinois, particularly Chicago, is witnessing a stark decline in a crucial tourism segment: business travel and conventions. Companies are cutting back on travel budgets, opting for virtual meetings, a trend that has outlasted initial pandemic shifts. Additionally, high taxes on tourists, including hotel and rental car fees, make Illinois a less attractive option compared to other states. The result is a significant blow to the urban economy, impacting hotels, restaurants, and ancillary services, leading to urban decay. 9. Arizona deserted desert towns. Imagine the majestic Grand Canyon, but with noticeably fewer visitors gazing at its splendor, or gateway towns feeling eerily deserted. Arizona's tourism sector is feeling the heat, literally and figuratively. Steep hikes and airfare are making trips to the desert Southwest a costly proposition, increasing risks with extreme weather, from scorching summer temperatures to water scarcity concerns, are causing travelers to reconsider. Hotels report shrinking stays as visitors opt for shorter, less expensive trips. This tourism collapse threatens livelihoods of communities built around natural wonders and severely strains state revenue. 10. Missouri forgotten family destinations. See Branson's famous theaters and family-friendly amusement rides with noticeably short lines or even empty seats, a far cry from their bustling heyday. Missouri's traditional family destinations are struggling to attract the crowds they once did. The rise of ghost towns can be felt. An aging infrastructure in some tourist areas requires significant investment to compete with newer attractions elsewhere. Rising crime rates in certain urban centers that feed into these destinations also play a role. Furthermore, there's a dwindling interest in large group travel packages, which were once a staple for places like Branson. The state risks losing its appeal as a go-to family vacation spot. This tourism collapse isn't happening in a vacuum. The impact ripples far beyond empty hotel rooms and quiet attractions. We're seeing devastating job losses that extend deep into connected sectors. Food services are scaling back, transit workers face reduced hours, and entertainment venues are closing their doors permanently. This economic crisis triggers migration as workers, especially in heavily tourism-dependent states like Hawaii or Nevada, are forced to leave their homes in search of employment, hollowing out communities. The economic ripple effects are profound, hitting state budgets hard. Less tourism revenue means less funding for public services like schools, infrastructure, and healthcare. Small towns that relied almost entirely on seasonal visitors now face an existential threat. The data is stark. Tourism jobs represent over 10% of the economy in some of these states. When tourism falters, the entire state economy shudders. This crisis isn't just a set of statistics or distant headlines, it's personal. Maybe you've been priced out of your annual family vacation, maybe you had to cancel a long-awaited trip due to soaring costs or safety concerns. You're not alone. Millions are experiencing this firsthand. We're witnessing the rise of domestic alternatives, with travelers seeking closer, more affordable getaways, or even opting for virtual tourism experiences from their living rooms. This shift reflects a broader change in consumer behavior and economic realities. The crisis isn't just happening in resorts and airports. It's in your inbox with unaffordable flight deals. It's in your wallet as you reevaluate leisure spending, and it's in your weekend plans as you search for accessible entertainment. The way America travels, and indeed relaxes, is undergoing a fundamental transformation due to this widespread tourism collapse. Here's the scary part. These aren't temporary slumps in these 10 states. Many are structural shifts, heralding a new, challenging travel era. The old tourism model is unlikely to fully return. States must urgently diversify economies for resilience against this tourism collapse. They need to rethink tourism models, focusing on sustainability, quality over quantity, or new domestic niches, adapting to new traveler demands, greater emphasis on safety, value, unique experiences, and eco-consciousness is paramount. This is a wake-up call. The future of travel in America will be shaped by responses to this profound economic crisis. The states that thrive will be those that innovate and adjust to the new realities of traveler expectations and global economic pressures. If you live in one of these states, you know what I'm talking about. If you travel, travel consciously. And if you're planning a move or investment, know what's changing. This tourism collapse reveals a stark truth. Tourism isn't just about travel, it's about survival for millions and the vitality of communities. Right now, that survival is at risk. The American travel landscape is shifting, and understanding these changes is crucial. If you learned something new, please give this video a like. Have you noticed changes in your city or favorite destination? Let us know in the comments. And subscribe for deeper dives on America's hidden crises and shifting trends.